Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, voice girl, and welcome once again to another edition of the Manspace Podcast. Now, this is the voice of Russ, and with me, as always, is my co-host who says that he has never shared a foot-long sub. The one and only Big Les.
Hey, man, you gonna stop lying to people, man. Hey, you having too much fun with your little photo tools. You having too much fun. People will think that's really me. Well, it is me. But they don't think that's really me. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was some classic artwork that my man has done. Yeah, that's not me at all. Kind of me, but it's not me. That ain't my watch. Oh man, what's going on, dog?
Man, have you seen that story, man, about the Subway executive saying that foot-long subs were not supposed to be shared?
No,
Oh, bro.
I don't share mine anyway, but go ahead.
All right, hold on 1 second.
The Subway restaurant chain has reacted with shock this week after executives discovered that many customers are apparently purchasing footlong sandwiches and eating the entire 12 inches by themselves. A spokesperson for the company addressed reporters this morning.
This is not how our products are intended to be consumed. Our footlong subs have always been meant to be shared among 2 or more friends. Eating an entire foot of food shouldn't be possible for most people. But they've been doing it somehow, and it needs to stop.
To encourage healthier eating habits, Subway is clarifying its marketing, adjusting language on menus and in television commercials like this one.
$5 footlongs? Wow, that's $2.50 per person.
Subway's corporate leadership says they were horrified to learn of the misunderstanding.
It's honestly frightening. I mean, you don't see people eating entire pizzas by themselves. We even cut the footlongs in half into 2 regular-sized sandwiches before handing them to you. But I guess that wasn't clear enough.
And of course, this story comes on the heels of other fast food restaurants clearing up their own marketing campaigns. A new Burger King commercial shows the Chicken Club sandwich as it was intended to be eaten, slowly and in small bites throughout an entire day. And just last week, Taco Bell clarified that its restaurants are open until 1 a.m. or later in case you have an emergency where you need more dog food and all the stores are closed. Next up, a new study finds the average duration of sex is humiliating.
I'm so ashamed. The Taco Bell one about took me out, though. That took me out. In case you need more dog food.
Oh my gosh. You know what, my friend? It's hilarious. Because there's so much craziness going on in this world today, man. And today I just want to have a little fun.
All right, let's
and
do
have
that.
a little levity, man. Because man, one of my shows, I used to love the show King of the Hill.
Yeah.
King of the Hill is coming back, right?
Oh Lord.
Coming back in August. But the actor who plays John Redcorn, he does the voice of John Redcorn.
Not coming back.
No, he was shot to death. His neighbor killed him. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
how can you bring that back?
Right. Well, fortunately, I would say that the season's already done because they're going to air it. So he's already done the voice, but now he's like the 4th member of the original, not so much the original, he's the 2nd John Redcorn, but he's the most well-known voice of the character.
Yeah.
But he's the 4th character from the show that's passed away from the original series, right?
Yeah. That would tell me right there not to be on that show.
Yeah, I mean, the guy who does Dale's voice is gone.
Yeah,
the guy who does Lucky, he's gone.
What
Luann's husband, and the lady who does Luann.
Yeah,
Boomhauer's still Boomhauer. Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah. My man.
Yeah. But you had the incident with this crazy guy out there setting people on fire.
Yeah, what a
You know,
that's crazy,
yeah,
man. That's
yeah, it
crazy.
was. Yeah.
But this just keeps me rooted in protecting myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes me,
Mhm.
I have a more staunch stand, and self-protection,
Right.
because he could have slung some fire my way if I was there, but I would sling some back, sir.
Yeah, man.
But it's amazing. They took that man into custody with no incident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
he gave himself up.
Yeah, yeah. With a makeshift, what did he say? A makeshift fire.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He had 16 of them on him.
How do you carry 16 Molotov cocktails?
Right. He
I
was
mean,
ready. He was
you only
ready.
got so many pockets, even with.
He had been staking out the people,
Uh,
waiting for him.
oh yeah, that's right. Because it was yeah,
It was a group. Yeah.
yeah.
So he had
It
been
was
planning this for like
motivated.
over a year.
Yeah, it was a motivated
He had been
attack.
planning it for over a year, this attack, and he was just waiting for his daughter to finish school.
That's a doggone
It's
shame.
sad. It's
That
sad.
is
It's
a
pathetic,
doggone
man.
shame, man. People just can't
It
go places and be adults and be children
right.
without you having to watch
Right.
your back at every single step of the way.
Every second
That's
of the day.
horrible, man. No peace. You know what I mean? Might as well be like me. Stay at home.
Yeah.
And who wants to do that? That's what my wife says, but I enjoy it. That's why I buy myself creature comforts. I enjoy it. You got to deal with all the craziness.
Yes,
My
yes, yes.
attorney don't get no extra money for me calling him saying, John, I'm in jail.
like my one of my coworkers, we have an account at their prison. Was one of my customers,
Yeah.
and I've never been out there, but I get a text message saying, "Hey, you want to go to jail?" I wrote back, "No, I'm too cute for that. I don't want." Nope.
Hey man, at least you know it, right?
Right. Right. Ain't
Oh my
doing it.
God, that's craziness, bro.
Ain't doing
That's
it, man.
craziness.
But Les,
Yeah.
I'm ready to have a little bit more fun.
Oh God.
Let's bring a little laughter.
See,
Ready?
you played fun. I know you did. All right, hit me with it. Let's see.
This has been my favorite saying of late, and this is something my mom used to say all the time. You have a person that has the personality of a kumquat, and they just cannot be.
Why are you trying to take me out early? They just can't hold it together. They don't know what they don't know what they're doing.
That's it, man. You never see kumquats in the store anymore.
Nope, you never do.
I used to love kumquats. I don't know why you don't.
I'm gonna tell you something. You and your verbiage. Thing, I think it's just your face. You're looking for shock value. Right? I think you say things to me just to get shock value out of it. It's like, first it was the fluffernutter. You know what I mean? Now it's like, I used to love kumquats.
I remember that show. Oh, nice touch, though, with the babies. Nice touch. Oh, my
For
God.
those that are listening,
Oh my God.
you need to catch this one on WTMS TV
I got tears
or
in my eyes, man. Oh
at
my
Manspace Nat 1 on YouTube. And catch that video clip that was just aired on this episode.
I think you need to put that one on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
That
my
nigga on
gosh.
Instagram.
Uh,
Oh, hey, at
yeah.
least you chose
You get
cute babies for us. I
at least you
appreciate
get to
it.
see me and Les's babies, and I've been
Oh,
laughing for the last 3 days after.
oh my God. That is hilarious, though. I'm gonna give you that one. That's really good. That's really good. That is really good.
Oh
Oh my
gosh.
God. Hey. Oh, it
I
still
still haven't
tickles
seen a
me.
cum squad in the store.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not even looking for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know.
I used to go to this place and get the boba tea.
Yeah.
And the one I would get had a kumquat flavor to it. It was so good, man. Yes.
I still can't take you saying it. I just can't.
Come on, man. That bit was years ago. Come on. You,
I still can't. Oh. And you keep saying it the exact same way. Do you have
I
to
used to love
pronounce?
kumquats.
Oh my God.
I wonder, can I Instacart some in? Man,
Your
Space
mom,
Nation, y'all want to do something for me? Send me some Instacarts.
your mama gonna whoop you. That's what she gonna
I,
do.
I sent her the thing. I
Oh
sent
my
Mama Russ
God.
the video. She looked at it. She says, "Whose babies are those?" Why
Oh
you
my
get those little babies
God.
to sit down
Where you
like
get those
that?
babies? Yeah, they talking like grown people. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, man. That is hilarious. That is
oh.
hilarious.
You
You
can order
gotta
3
love it
pounds
though,
of
man.
kumquats on Amazon, man.
See, there you go again. Somebody take this man's phone, computer.
Oh,
Oh
I can
my
do them on Instacart.
God.
I can
Oh
Instacart.
no.
Oh, Whole Foods. I'm going to Whole Foods, man. We're gonna go ahead and
Oh
go.
no. Please not. Please don't. Don't send me no pictures. I don't want no pictures, no video. I don't want
You don't
none of
want
that.
to. Come on, man. It's a real fruit, dude. Seriously, it's a kumquat. You wouldn't want a kumquat?
You know, no, I'm not even gonna go there. It's it's PG. We're not gonna go there. We'll leave it right here. Okay, stop.
Uh, uh,
Stop.
uh,
Hey, but I thought about you today. I don't
mhm.
know if we talked about this one though. Did we
Okay.
talk about the Pop Tart ice cream sandwich?
Yes, and how I still have not been able to find it in the store.
It came up again today
Okay.
in my feed. And this
Okay.
guy, he bit into it and he never returned to the screen. All you hear him in the background is the holler. Oh, oh, that's so good. Oh, I'm like, dude, he never came back. I was expecting him to come back and give me this big, dissertation about how
Yeah.
good this was and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Never came back.
All I can find in the store is the blueberry Eggo ones.
Yeah.
I don't eat regular Eggos. Why would I
Yeah,
want some
I don't
ice
need
cream in the
egos at
middle
all.
of an
Yeah,
Eggo?
nah.
I walk past it every time. They have one now that has uh It's the little pint-sized ice cream with
Mhm.
little chunks of Pop-Tart in it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I would have never put the two together because I look at
yeah.
Pop Tart as a morning type thing, right?
Mhm.
That's what like a Danish or something like that, something you eat in the morning, give you
Right,
a big sugar rush, and you go
right,
on until lunchtime with it,
right.
But now you want to give it to us at night before bed with
Yeah,
ice
man.
cream,
I know. Yeah,
bruh.
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 Get your sugar high and diarrhea all at the same
All at
time.
the same time. And you sit on the toilet. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep.
I
Oh, I
gotta
gotta
be at
go to
work in the
sleep. I
morning.
gotta go to work in the morning. Oh,
Yeah, man.
oh my
Um,
God, that's hilarious.
yeah, this stuff, these little treats are so far out of control. Have
Yeah.
you seen the folks that are taking the iced honey buns and they're taking two of them, right? And putting a scoop of ice cream in the middle and then balling it up, then battering it
Battering it and
and
frying.
deep frying it.
Yes. I saw all of that fat back action. I
Yeah,
seen
man.
that big back action is out here. Like the lady who put a hamburger in between two donuts, bro.
Oh, that's the Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah, and put it in a waffle maker.
Oh, no, I hadn't seen that now.
You haven't seen that one? She puts the
No.
donut in there, a bacon cheeseburger, right? And then another donut, and then inside the waffle maker, and then presses it
No.
like a waffle.
Ooh.
Now, granted, it did look pretty damn good. It did look pretty good. That would be
Mhm.
something I probably would try until she put the syrup on it. I was like, nope, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for me. It's
But
too
you
much
would do
sugar.
chicken and waffles, right?
I've done chicken and waffles, yes. Don't try
Did
to
you
put
put the
blast. I didn't. What
did you put the hot syrup on it with the syrup
on the
with the
waffle?
hot
Yeah,
that's but you didn't put
I put
the
hot sauce
syrup
on the
with the hot
chicken.
sauce? No, you're supposed to mix the hot sauce and the syrup together.
No,
There's a place out in Huntersville. It's and I was kind of shocked when I found out it was a chain. I didn't know it was a chain, but there's
what?
several of them around the southeast called Metro Diner. You
Yeah,
get their chicken and waffles.
Metro
They will
Metro
give
Diner is a chain.
yes.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
I didn't know it was a chain. I used because we would go out to Huntersville all the time. Every Saturday morning, that's where we'd go for breakfast and get the
yeah, get
chicken and
breakfast.
waffles. And the guy would come and he's like, "Oh, do you want the hot syrup?" Sure, we want the hot syrup. He would come and mix the hot sauce, pour your little syrup in there, stir it up, and he said, "Here's your hot syrup." It was amazing.
Wow,
Yeah,
I might have to go check that out.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll check it out one day.
yeah. We would go every Saturday morning. That was our thing. We'd wake up Saturday and go out there and have breakfast.
If I got up Saturday morning
Mhm,
and we weren't on the trip and I
mhm,
stayed home and I told my wife we were going to go have breakfast, I would
mhm.
not get back home until 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. There's no lie. She'd have me out in them streets all day.
Maybe if you just got her a kumquat.
First of all, if you tell her the name, she is not going to eat it. Oh, what? Nah, dog. Nah,
That's it.
dog. Nah, dog. I'm not eating that. I'm going to ask her when she come home.
Let's go to break. So, big bro,
Yes, sir.
you're not on camera.
Oh,
Big
well, I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. All right.
bro. All right. Welcome back.
Well,
So,
thank you. Hmm.
I got a hypothetical for you.
Oh, here we go. All right. I'm ready for
Now,
it.
all right.
Yeah. All right.
You and Mrs. Les
Yes.
out and about,
Yeah. We
having a
we
nice
rap.
time.
Yeah.
Y'all going into a restaurant.
Hmm.
You're walking in, and then here comes this woman. Hey, Les. And she comes up and gives you a big hug. Now you know, and I know, Mrs. Les is going to give you a little sidewinder look. This woman is an
Oh.
ex-girlfriend of yours that Mrs. Les has never met. Don't know anything about it. You've never once mentioned her.
Mm.
For the sake of the story, let's just call her. We're going to call her name is Janet. For the
Mm.
sake of the story. Now, do you introduce Janet to Mrs. Les and say, "Oh, babe, this is my ex-girlfriend Janet"? Do you say, "This is my friend Janet"? Or do you say, "This is Janet"? Or do you just ignore it altogether and don't introduce her at all and wait for your table to be called and walk away with your wife?
Well, the last one is the absolute wrong answer. I think the right thing to do is tie it up in some of those. See me, I'm gonna hip check her and flip her over like a judo and be like, "You don't know me," and let's go to another restaurant. You know why the ambulance come pick her up.
Be like,
However,
you look familiar.
yeah, yeah, you got me on this one. But I don't want to lie. But she ain't a friend.
Mhm.
She is an ex, but a
Mhm.
hug means she's too comfortable with me.
Right.
Like I've had
Yeah.
communication with her.
You done the grown up.
Yeah, right. And my wife would probably think recently, why is she still hugging up on you?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it would be a problem. But I would definitely try to step back from the hug. You know what I mean? And introduce her as whatever her name is. Janet, this is Mrs. Les. Mrs. Les, this is Janet. Because when I get to the table, I'm pretty sure there'll be, how do you know her?
Yeah.
Right. So let's just save all the aggravation.
Get down. As soon as you sit down at the table, waiter, we would like these drinks. Can we get these appetizers?
I need
what do you like? What else do you like?
I need some shrimp, some chicken wings, and some bread. Oh, wait. Do you got some type of, spinach cheese dip? Bring that too.
You got a salad bar that I could go over to?
Bring the whole bottle of wine. Actually, let's not bring no wine because that bottle could be used as a weapon. Just bring me some water.
Yes. Take away the steak knives, please.
Yeah, please. Oh my God. But here's the thing though. She's been very cool about meeting people that I wasn't necessarily in a relationship with or just people we've hung out, I've run across before, and I just introduced them as this, that, and the other. And we just keep it moving. Like she met one of our friends, Mrs. Martin, right? And she disappeared. I turn around and look, and she was gone.
Right.
I was like, oh Lord. She was like, I'm gonna stand around and listen to y'all conversation.
Right.
I'm like, okay, dog. I mean, thank you.
Once the
in the beginning
level,
it would be bad. Yeah.
The level of what the conversation is about has been established. Like, oh, okay, yeah, they work together. Boom, they just catching up. Okay, no big deal.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
But
like I had a situation once where
Uh-huh.
I was in a whole nother state,
Mm,
walking through the mall just innocently. This is me and my daughter's mom and her mother.
mm.
We're in New Jersey,
Right.
walking
You
through
don't
the
know, you don't know nobody in Jersey. At
bruh.
least you think you did.
Russ. And I turn around and this woman comes full speed and jumps in my arms.
Ooh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
We we were never intimate, just to
Right.
be honest. That there was no relationship or anything. We
Mhm.
just knew each other from the military. We were really good friends from when
Yeah.
I was in Germany, right?
Mhm.
She was actually my battle buddy,
Oh,
when she
wow.
came
Okay.
in, right? Yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
we were tight in Germany, right?
Mhm.
And I know her husband, we were real cool, right? Um, Matter of fact, was part of the group that helped them get hooked up, right?
Right, 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 right.
So, but that whole thing, like my eyes were big, and I'm like trying, hey, we were in the army together, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying
Yeah,
to put it
yeah,
up. And then,
yeah.
so all right, so then we leave, we go somewhere else in the mall, right?
Mhm.
And they go into like Victoria's Secrets. I ain't going into Victoria's Secrets.
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna go stand over here off to the side. So I go stand off to the side. Poof, here come my friend again.
Oh,
So we
wow.
standing out there talking again,
Uh-huh.
and here, oh, here come the family.
Yeah. Woo.
And the little beads of sweat start forming up and everything, and you're stuttering,
He said-
but it was innocent,
Yeah,
but it was
but
perception.
yeah.
The
And
perception was there.
that is 90%
Yeah.
of it. And because of who men are, and we get so nervous in those
Mhm.
situations, the perception is we did something wrong,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
So we
Mhm.
get dogged every single time.
Every single time. Every
You know what I
single
mean?
time. Yeah.
I I'm just well, if an ex-girlfriend come up now and do
Mhm.
something like that, she might get swung on because
Mhm.
this been a long time, or hell, she might swing on me. I don't know.
Right.
But it's been a long time now. So if somebody ex come up,
Yeah.
they should have enough couth to just say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Mhm.
Speak and let's just keep it going.
I was with a girlfriend one time and walking into a store, and I see an ex walk by,
Mhm.
and she looked. I just shook my head no, like don't
Don't do
acknowledge
it.
me,
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so she got it and she kept going, you
Mhm.
know.
Now let me ask you this: did
Mhm.
you get a text later that day or the next day?
No, mm-mm,
No. Okay.
no,
All right.
mm.
Mm.
That was it. It was like, okay, because it was a little bit more recent, in the
Mhm.
situation. So, but
Uh,
it was like, you know,
yep. Just
passing
keep it
by and
moving.
keeping it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it's just best,
Hmm.
right? Sometimes it's just best,
Yeah.
and especially I don't want to talk to the ones that it ended badly anyway.
Hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But flip it around. Flip it around.
Yeah. Hmm.
How would you respond if an ex of your wife came up to her, not even giving her hugs, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah 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 blah.
I don't care.
What if she didn't introduce you at all? How would you feel?
There's the problem.
Hmm.
I think that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Actually, I know it would be a problem. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not insecure or anything like that. It's just
What
that
if she
it's
was the one who
respect.
initiates the hug?
You trying to get her drug around the house tonight? No, I would. I would never put my hands on my wife. But
Yeah.
I might tie her up in the sheet and drag her around the house and be like, "Where you been? What you been doing?" But no,
Yeah.
I don't think that's acceptable at all. no more than if I initiated a hug with a female in front of her.
Right.
Yeah,
You
that's
you
not
don't
that's
you
not
don't give the
acceptable.
church hug to people?
Church
You know, the
sideways
little
hug.
side, yeah, the
Yeah,
little side
yeah,
hug. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll give the
But
church hug
for
in a
friends,
heartbeat.
for
Yeah.
friends, but not exes.
Mhm.
I ain't touching you no more. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'll give a church hug. Depending. I will do it if like I'll do it if my wife knows the person.
Yeah, but I don't. My wife don't know none of my exes, and I'm glad she don't. So absolutely not. I'm gonna walk by them chokers like I don't even know them.
How would you feel if it was an ex of yours that your wife actually knew the person but didn't know that you two were involved?
Ain't nothing I can do about that
So what
because I don't
stemmed
know
this
who
whole
she
thing?
know. I don't know
Right.
who she know. You know.
So I was watching a clip online, and this is what stemmed this whole thing. So me and my wife had this whole discussion this morning,
Right,
but
right,
I was watching a clip online last night, this morning, and it was Boris Kojo and his wife Nicole Ari Parker. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They were interviewing, who is it that they were interviewing? Sanaa Lathan,
Mm.
and when uh, his wife is showing him the guest list, he busted out laughing. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And he had to tell her that he went on some dates with her. So
Mm.
his wife knows, they know each other,
Yeah,
but didn't know that her husband,
and
they
hung out
knew
with her.
each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
Do you still invite that now?
Mm.
Do you invite that type of? I'm gonna say pressure. This is probably not pressure. It's just that situation.
Well, it's one of those things that in the way I look at it is that everybody has a past.
True. See,
So
but if you run the same
but
circles,
right. If you're running in the same circles, there's a
there's
chance
a high
that circle is
likelihood.
definitely going to go 360.
Exactly. There's a high
So,
likelihood that somebody or both of us have dated someone in that circle that we both know.
right.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, Sanaya. I love you to death, girl. That's my past. Sanaya Lathan. She's my past. But anyway, I'm sorry, you ain't coming. You ain't coming to the wedding. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nah.
But this was just an interview. It was a sit down talk show interview. So they were sitting in front of Sanaa Lathan,
Mm,
and basically they told Sanaa the story of how he explained to his wife that, yeah, her and I used to date.
yeah.
So
Mm.
they're having the three of them are having this whole discussion at this point.
You know that was a scripted show.
Uh,
You know that was scripted.
so me and my wife are having this discussion,
Uh-huh.
and she was like, "Well, I know you're not gonna do it. You're not going to." She's like, "You barely introduced me." I'm like, "No, that's not true. I always introduce you as my wife. This is my wife, blah blah blah."
Mhm,
Right?
mhm.
But as far as saying like, "Oh, this," I'll always say, "Oh, this is my friend such and such, such and such, such and such," right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because she knew from me that I always had more female friends than male friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if I wanted to go to the movies or if I wanted to do certain things,
Mhm.
I'd rather have a female friend that I went to the movies with that, "Hey,
Yeah,
let's go
yeah.
catch this movie,"
I'm saying,
no. So I always had female friends that I,
yeah.
and these were strictly female friends,
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with two guys going to the movies.
It's not
As long as you don't share your popcorn and drink.
right.
I mean, and
And you
that's
keep a
okay
seat in
too if
between you.
that's what you want to do. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you keep a seat in between you. Man
Yeah,
law.
Yeah, man law.
We might need to revisit Man Law. We haven't done that show in a long time.
I knew it was
That's hard to
coming.
believe. It's hard to believe that was a season 1 show, but we
Yeah,
need to go
Man
back
Law.
and do the Man Laws again.
Oh my God, man! I think some new ones have popped up since we've done that. Some things have transpired. That we may have to reevaluate some of the man law.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, my old lady, I only just acknowledge the person, hey, and just keep it moving. But there's no introduction needed. You know what I mean? Now, if she does stop me, I'll speak and say, this is my wife, first and foremost. And then, what was your name again?
Right.
That's right. All right, babe, this is such and such.
So we both have blended families. Have you met your wife's ex? Have you met him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's met mine.
And
Because we had to do school functions when we got together. Our kids were still in high school.
Right. Right.
So
but everybody's cool, copacetic,
Yeah. It's not like we're around each other every day, but we can get along for an hour or two at an event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a respect level, right?
It is, absolutely.
But it's one of those things like you were already prepared for the person before you got
right, exactly. You
it'll
didn't
be
get it's not a surprise.
Right.
Right.
It would be different if you're out on the street
Mhm.
and like, oh, by the way, this is such and such,
Yeah, well, I know. So a friend of mine, right, is married. Okay. And they have 4 children combined. Right. Well, they had 2 together, and each one of them brought one to the relationship. He had never met the little boy's father.
Okay.
Right. They were out at the mall or whatever, and he pops up. To make it bad is the little boy didn't even know that was his daddy.
Oh.
Right. And he walks up to them because he notices the mom, right? And he, is this my son? And whoop, whoop, de whoop, de whoop, de whoop. All this stuff goes on. And my friend said that he had to take a step back a little bit, right? And let her lead this interaction.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's his wife, but it's their son, right? Even though he's been raising this boy for the past few years, it's still that man's son. So he had to take a quick step back. And he said, I'm sorry, bro. And he acknowledged him, told him, whatever, thank you, this, that, and the other, and he tried to make that work, be respectful to the whole thing. And he backed off and he stopped talking to the baby mother and started talking to him.
Right.
Right.
It was respectful. So in that situation.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So there's a way to go about it. Now, if he came up and he's loud talking and he's disrespectful to her and not acknowledging him whatsoever. Oh yeah, there's problems.
Yeah. So what he told me is when they got home, him and his wife actually got into it over that interaction because she felt like when he was talking to him, he should have pointed him back to her.
No.
And instead of, talking to him and separating, because he felt her getting amped up. So he took control of the situation. He was like, they actually got home and she got upset at him because he intervened. He really didn't intervene, but the conversation went to him. And guess what? They're friends now. And the father is more welcome to the home and things like
Yeah.
that. He's a part of the young person's
Mhm.
life now, more so than he was before.
Right.
So it turned out good, but he was like, man, he was like, she was so upset with me, that he got my phone number. He calls and talks to me about the kid, and I was like, that just shows you that he couldn't have these same conversations with her.
Right. There is a point that he's matured, but
Yes.
she still sees him as where he was before.
She's still exactly.
And there's always going to be people that will see you as who you
Who you
was and not
were
who you
and
are.
man,
So,
absolutely.
so that's what that went, and it was handled the right way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. I said, just continue to talk to her about it, and try to help her make her understand that this is the best situation. Look at what's happening now.
Yeah.
He says sometimes he brings it up.
Mm-hmm.
This was about maybe 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, man, we go fishing together. Hell, I've met him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just awkward for a situation like that to happen. And it ended up turning out really good, man, for the family. And that's all that really matters.
That's
You know?
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
There's different ways to go about it. It's one of those things, like, we talk about honesty and communication, but
Mhm.
in going back to the first scenario, it's like,
What do you do?
right. I know me. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh yeah, this was an ex. No. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Neither am I.
Mm-mm.
You looking for both of us to get stabbed because
Right.
your wife gonna blame me and be like, I
Mhm.
know you knew. I don't know
Right.
nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because, like, my wife knows my daughter's mom. I know,
Yeah.
her son's father. When
Mhm.
I talk to the boys, I always ask about him, like, hey, how's he doing? Whatever. I
Mhm.
see him. We always give each other a big hug. We always talk. We sit
Mhm.
down, share a code when we, catch up with each other. No big deal. When my wife is with my daughter's mom, they go hang out. They'll go to lunch together, whatever, and have a good time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is to me, it's not a big deal, right?
Mhm.
To me, especially with my daughter, because my daughter was in middle school when my wife and I got
Yeah.
together. So
I
it
think it
was,
also depends on the relationship too.
yeah. It
Yeah.
We try to establish as much normalcy as possible in
Mhm.
that, because of it was what was best for the child, right?
Yeah. And that's all it should be about.
Right.
Yeah.
But when it comes to anybody else, we ain't got kids together.
I know
Nope.
that's right. Yeah, I know that's right. And that's the same thing with us is, I'm not going to say everything was peaches and cream when we first started out. I think
Mhm.
that he attempted to try me
Right.
to see what I would do.
Mhm.
And I gave my response and
Mhm.
everything was all right since then.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Rest his soul, he's passed along now. But
Mhm.
uh coming towards the end, we could actually, we talked. I mean, it was cool. We BS. I think there were certain times that we weren't in the same situations by choice versus by accident. Does that make sense?
Right.
Somebody chose not to show up to something. You know what I mean? To because it was a little awkward because my wife, just like your wife, had a past prior to us.
Yeah.
We didn't get married in our 20s. We got married in our
Mhm.
40s. You know what I mean? So, you got a lot more years behind us than we did in front of us at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is, man. I'm thankful.
If the ex was a coworker,
Mm,
do you sit there and just say, "Oh, this is my old coworker," and just leave it at that?
yeah,
Would you introduce her as hey, this is my old coworker, Janet?
that's it.
Mm,
I ain't even gonna say coworker. This just Janet.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't get no titles. I
Mm.
know I'm gonna get asked later though. We sit down. So how do you know Janet?
Yeah.
She's my ex. We dated
Mm.
some years ago.
Mm-mm.
You know.
Mm-mm.
You know.
How Shannon Sharp do?
Right. And she'd be like, your ex when? Ex yesterday. And then I'm like, then that wine bottle that I asked for is right across here.
Boy, you ever do that one? Just let me know it ahead of time so I can clean the couch off for you.
Bro, you gonna hear that Harley coming down your street fly. Talking
Man.
about I can't stop loving you.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
Let's get into the last word here. Oh my gosh.
And now, the last word.
Running into an ex with your spouse may seem awkward, but it really reveals a lot about how much communication, trust, and emotional maturity that you have within a relationship.
Mhm.
See, how we handle the situation isn't just about who we used to be with, but it's how we honor who we are with now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Openness and empathy can turn an uncomfortable situation into a moment of more mutual respect and have a deeper understanding.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you put it that way. Or it could be a fight. It could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be a melee at the restaurant or in the mall. But it all depends on how you handle it.
Oh man. And let's go ahead and get our sponsor in here real quick. Fellas, let's talk about something that's very, very important. It's time to trim the hedges and tidy up the terrain because presentation matters. And the folks at Manscaped know exactly how to help you keep things clean, smooth, and frankly, a little bit heroic. Whether it's with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra with skin-safe technology or the Crop Preserver deodorant for yes, down there, or that ridiculously fresh, refined cologne, Manscaped has turned men's grooming into an art form. No nicks, no snags, no excuses. And right now, because we here at the Manspace Podcast love you guys and your grooming habits, you can get 20% off plus free shipping when you use our code TMSP20 at manscaped.com. That's TMSP20 for 20% off and free shipping. And if it's free, I'll take 3. It's time to level up your grooming game and treat yourself like the legend you are. Get Manscaped because confidence starts below the belt. You're welcome. As we do each week, we like to close the show with a little bit of inspiration. You ever stub your toe first thing in the morning and think, well, my whole day is shot now? Or maybe that's the second thing after a few choice words, but let me hit you with this truth bomb. Your toe is not in charge of your whole day. Your perception is. You see, perception is the lens which we view our life. Some people wear rose-colored glasses. Other people wear black glasses that they found in a glove box. But the secret is, you get to choose the lenses. That's the power. Take traffic, for example. One person sees it as, I'm gonna be late and my whole day is ruined. Another person sees it as, perfect, an extra 20 minutes to practice my big presentation for today. Same situation, different perception. One drains you while the other empowers you. Life is full of curveballs. People will doubt you. Stuff won't go as planned. Your Wi-Fi will betray you during a Zoom call. But perception is how you turn setbacks and detours into a dance break and failures into funny stories that you tell over some wings. If you can laugh at it, learn from it, or flip it, you'll win every time. Perception turns, why is this happening to me, into, what is this trying to teach me? Or better yet, okay, plot twist, let's roll. So today, choose your lens. Make it bright, make it bold, and make it you. Your reality doesn't change until your perspective does. Just ask that stub toe. Your reality does not change until your perspective does.
Yeah, I got the stub toe thing. That was it right there for me. I've done it multiple times.
I mean, but it's all about perception, man. And
It is. It's
I
how you
think
look at
that a lot of times, if we don't start looking at the brighter side of things, and our guy Dave, right?
Mhm.
Dave in the Dave Cave. I've been watching his stuff online, and it's funny how he gets a revelation out of just the smallest things.
Right.
Like he turned a whole discussion out of his son is in the process of moving out, and all of his son's stuff was in the living room. Well, it's in the dog's space, and the dog was having a hard time trying to adjust. Because with all this stuff in her space. And so he made a whole revelation out of that. So it's about your perception and how you see things. And instead of wondering about, oh man, everything is wrong, all this other stuff. No, what can I get out of this? What can I learn out of this situation? What can I, as my wife likes to use the term, glean? What can I glean out of this? Right. And I think that a lot of times I get wrapped into my own little world.
Yeah.
And I'm only thinking about, okay, boom, this is
Get tunnel vision or put your blinders on.
I put my blinders on. And so I miss a lot of the important little lessons and things like that I could have picked up, and I think a lot of us are that way. We are in our tunnel vision. We need to take the blinders off and look for what we can get out of these situations. What can we learn from out of these situations?
Yeah, I agree. My wife and I are, sometimes she's got the blinders on and I'm just kind of picking daisies and looking at everything. And, and then sometimes I have the blinders on and I'm saying, I'm going this way, but I have no idea what I'm going to get across or what I'm going to come up against. I'm just going.
Yeah.
And she's the one that's behind me, like, okay, little to the right.
Right.
But I have the fortitude to listen, And sometimes, man, it's just your perspective. Your perspective. It's like we said the whole time. Your glass is either half empty or half full. You choose.
Right. Just because it's your perspective, it doesn't mean that you're right. Doesn't mean that you're wrong.
Absolutely.
It's how you see the situation.
It's your view. And you have to deal with the consequences of your view.
Mhm.
And you're the only one. Well, unless you
You're
got
the
a
only
family
one.
dependent. Yeah. But you make decisions based off of your perception.
Yep.
Yeah.
So true. So true. Well, Manspace Nation, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, WTMSTV.com. You can catch us 2 days early before it gets released to everybody else on Wednesday. And then on Thursdays, you already know what it is. It is Throwback Thursday with the Manspace podcast and back to back to back to back episodes of the Manspace podcast every Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. Y'all
And
need to come and
then
enjoy that.
coming up, we are about 1 month away from the season 6 premiere. So go over to the manspacepodcast.com, click on the picture of the guys. Yes, it is Ask the Manspace. Click on the picture, send us your questions, and we're going to answer them live on the season 6 premiere. Well, not live, it will be recorded, but we will answer them on the season 6 premiere of the Manspace podcast. Ask the Manspace, coming up first week of July. So hurry up and get your questions in. Oh, you know it, my friend.
What's that, bro?
I think on WTMS the week of the season 6 premiere, we're going to go round the clock.
Oh.
Or 7 on WTMS.
Oh.
Nothing but the Manspace for a whole week.
Man, jump in all the time. Man, this is the perfect way to get some of them old clips.
Yep.
Have fun talking about my old lady falling down the steps.
Yes.
All of that good.
Yes. So 24/7, the Manspace podcast. It will be on WTMS TV the first week of July to celebrate the season 6 premiere of the Manspace podcast.
Amen, brother. We've been so blessed.
Yes, absolutely. And we're so thankful for you guys in the Manspace Nation. We love you guys.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate you.
And on that note,
we're out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Manspace.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Manspace updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at ManspaceNat1.
Until next time, Manspace Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are out of here. I used to love kumquats.